Musa, Niger East Senatorial District. I also stand to support this bill because this is the kind of bill that we need now in this country. Looking at the fact that our financial system does not all the time guarantee small and medium scale entrepreneurs taking loans, because if you go to the bank to take loans at very much high interest rates, it has been very difficult. So with this bridge, it will create a lot of investment, and then it will give small and medium scale entrepreneurs the opportunity to go into investments with those that can give them their goods. Example, if you look at the pharmaceuticals, they have been doing it before now, but if we are able to bring a legislation, it will work. If you look at pharmaceutical companies, the big ones, they will produce, and then they have all these pharmaceutical pharmacies. Is it chemists you call them? You will see they don't have that liquidity at which they can go directly to the factory to buy. But these companies now give them these products and then stagger it. After receiving their invoices, they will maybe give them 90 days, give them 120 days for them to be able to at least recoup from what they sell, to be able to make those payments. So if we bring it as a law, I think we are not only helping our economy, but also we will, as much as possible, bring out a lot of people out of poverty with this. So I believe my distinguished colleagues will allow this to go for the second reading. Thank you, Mr. President.
I rise to support this bill, particularly because of its importance in the kind of economy we are operating today. It's an economy in which small-scale operators, farmers, businessmen, and small industrialists and processors do not have that capital to make investment in enhancing value from their activities. Going through the normal banking system, the procedures are so onerous that few of those who occupy the largest economic space in our economy are able to really secure capital for improvement and investment in their productive activities. In fact, this particular means of financing and capital formation is not alien to our own local traditions, because we know, even when we are small children, factors come and sometimes they don't even need to give out money. They provide inputs, they provide seeds, they provide so much support to agricultural producers. At the end of the season, the producers pay them with the proceeds of the output that they have already made. And when you come to commodity trading, this is why you see factoring really there. Therefore, actually in this country, we don't have a law that ties these all the traditional industrialists and local manufacturers and local processors and even farmers still in our local environment do this factoring. But they do it more on the basis of trust, between the factor and the producer and the people who eventually get the debt. And at the end of the day, it's working in the local environment. But there is a need, if we want to really, get enough capital to the small-scale industrial and productive and processing sector, which is the largest chunk of our economy. In the manufacturing sector, the banks and all the other things can come. But if we have a law, that governs this particular transaction, it will bring it out in the open so that capital, can be available. For example, I can be a factor. If I can go to a bank, based maybe on my own thing and collect a lot of money, then go back to my village. Anybody who is producing certain goods and services that I want, he can come through me. I will supply both cash, fertilizer, inputs, and all the provide him with the normal capital that he requires. But really, there is no law that regulates this unseen environment. But if we have a law now, that's what more people are now can be able to go and get loans, from the banks and from whatever, and then use it locally as capital to give to local industries and local producers so that they can have the necessary capital that will expand their production in order for them. And the only way we can be able to get these local industries to get the capital for them to move out of subsistence is through this kind of arrangements. Therefore, I want to commend and congratulate Senator Abiru, for this very innovative thinking, of bringing a law of this type, to this distinguished Senate. And I plead with my colleague to really look at this thing and support the bill. I think whenever we see the actual bill, and the provisions, we may make some improvements on the way in which the law is crafted. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
And thank you very much, as simplify the entire thing for understanding. This is wonderful and commendable. Senator Zubina, you have an accountant, you have an insight to the accounting perspective of the bill, I'm sure, probably.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. I'm Bino Siaro, Adama South. I rise to lend my voice in support of this bill, the second reading of the bill. First, because credit is what actually drives economies. And other advanced economies we know thrive on credit. And we need to provide a legal framework for credit to thrive in this environment. So for that reason, I'm supporting this bill. I'm also supporting it because this is a bill that has no financial implication. This is a bill that does not create any new agency, because I'm sure if it were, distinguished comrade will raise an issue on that. So for these reasons, Mr. President, I support this bill and I urge my colleagues to support it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Senator Ben,